Hey guys, I'm here in Florence and it is raining. And it's a little windy. All right, so what to do in Florence when it rains? I've got 8 things to do and 2 things not to do. So let's get started. Go out in the rain. If you dress for the rain, wear a raincoat, bring an umbrella. You can enjoy this beautiful city and you might find that you have it somewhat to yourself. Bring your camera. Florence is beautiful in the rain, and sometimes we have these dramatic clouds. You can get some puddle shots where the puddles show these reflections of some of the sights in the city. It can be a really beautiful way to capture this city. Wait for the sunset. You know, when it rains, we tend to have these clouds and then they clear up a little bit and the sunsets can be absolutely dramatic. So head to one of the bridges here in Florence or even up to Piazzale Michelangelo and check out the sunset after the rain. Visit Santa Croce. This basilica behind me is one of the most stunning places you can visit in Florence, and it's very often overlooked, especially on a 2 or 3 day visit to Florence. Santa Croce is where Michelangelo is buried, and you can visit his tomb. Other renowned people are buried here, such as Galileo Galilei. And you can see a beautiful chapel designed by Filippo Brunelleschi, the same guy who designed the cupola of the Duomo. The courtyard is stunning, and do not miss the Cenacolo, or Last Supper, by Taddeo Gaddi. There's a small fee to enter Santa Croce, but the line is not very long and it moves very quickly, so this is something you can easily do at the last minute without planning ahead. Another wonderful church here in Florence that's something like a museum and is also often overlooked is Santa Maria Novella. Yes, this is the name of the train station here in Florence. It's named that because it's next to the church of that name. And as I said, most people arrive here in Florence and walk right past the church without realizing the wealth of beauty and art inside. You'll find art by luminaries such as Giotto, Botticelli, Ghirlandaio, and even Michelangelo, among so many others. Besides the church, which is stunning all by itself, you have 2 cloisters, other rooms that have beautiful frescoes, and a museum that is full of treasures. Like Santa Croce, Santa Maria Novella has a small fee to enter, but again, the line is not usually very long and it's easy to duck inside this church if it's raining outside without having planned ahead. Another under-visited museum that's easy to decide to visit at the last minute if it starts to rain is the Bargello. I find many people don't really consider this museum unless they visited Florence before, but it is full of masterpieces, including several by Michelangelo, Donatello, and many others. So here we are on the first floor, or the ground floor of the Bargello, and just in this room alone we are surrounded by beautiful sculptures. We have 4 works on this floor by Michelangelo, so let's go check them out. If it's coming down pretty hard, one of the best things you can do in Florence is to hunker down in a cozy cafe or wine bar. Believe me, Florence has plenty of both all over the city. So if it starts to rain, just look for the nearest cafe or wine bar from wherever you are and head inside. Finally, if it's not raining too hard, a great thing to do is to shop till you drop. Florence is one of the best shopping cities, and I don't mean those leather markets out in the street. If you just stick to the center, you'll find that there are just shop after shop after shop, and there's a variety of them, from the very expensive to the very inexpensive, with plenty of local artisan shops dotted in between. And if you get off of the main big streets, you're going to find all of those cute little boutiques that Florence is famous for. All right, two things not to do when it's raining. Number one, visit the Duomo. You're just going to spend most of your time standing in line in the rain. Then when you get inside, you will not really spend that much time there. And number two, when it's raining, do not try to visit the Accademia or Uffizi galleries. This is going to be a futile activity. You're going to spend all your time standing in line in the rain. You probably won't even get in. It will be packed. These are things to avoid in Florence when it rains if you can. And for lots more ideas about things to do in Florence, check out my Florence playlist right here.